Okay, welcome to the shop and the Kimla and the Armada and the 3D printers and all that stuff. So I'm not planning on editing this video very much. So one take thing, okay? So bear with me. I'm gonna be talking about the Kimla, the Armada, 3D printed stuff, some end mills, and that's about it. Hopefully not too long, but it's gonna be quite long. So if you're not into the whole shop thing, then see you later. Anywho, I should have made notes, and I'm probably not in the frame even. I don't care. You might recognize these. Hopefully it's focusing. Oh, I can turn the screen on this thing. Is that too close? Yeah. Anyway, what I forgot to mention in the first video is you need some type of lubrication in here. I'm using PTFE, a dry powder in a spray can. I have designed a 40mm V style, but I haven't printed it yet. I don't have the 50 die for the Armada, so I haven't used these since I sold the Derma. I don't miss that machine. Recently did these. Hopefully it's focusing. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. Anyway, these turned out great. The Kimla is awesome for chamfering both sides because you can really dial in the size of the chamfer and whatnot. Happy with those. What you didn't see, if you saw that short clip I just recently put up on YouTube, is the trial and error getting there. If there's the side bend isn't big enough, then when it contracts and, you know, pulls the material towards this little hump here, then it deforms the thing, and I can't deliver this stuff, so I just changed the design and made smaller dimples. Anywho, so it's exactly a year ago that we got the press brake installed, like on the day. So let's go over there. Okay, I might as well just carry the camera with me. So it's an HD 1003, 100 tons of force, 3 meters wide. Yeah, I really like the machine, I do. I mean, the beam goes up and down with a micron repeatability, so there's not much to complain about. The back gauge goes back and forth, up and down, and it can tilt and stuff. So, I mean, there's not much to a machine like this. I'm happy with the control, even though it's one of those industrial computers that this is actually running Windows 7. Yuck. But it works. The software works as well. I have automated quite a bit of it. Maybe you've seen that video. It's getting better every day. Right out of the box, there's quite a bit of clicking on the computer to reach the end, if you know what I mean. This is where we keep our tools. We have put some like anti-scratching tape thing on some of these dies. Makes them last longer and doesn't mar the aluminum and whatnot. Just did this thing the other day. Focus, focus. Looks good, right? Bunch of other stuff. Blah blah blah. Bunch of crap. Made some tomatoes and stuff for some art thingamajigga. Let's see. This was 3D printed just to make a Z type thing into some 2mm aluminum. No biggie. I've probably already shown you this, but this was the mount for an antenna but I botched the bending there. You see that it slipped. The rounding was so big that it slipped down into the die. Anyway, showpiece thing. And yet again, this awesome sexy installation. And the landlord here heard me complain about taking this lid off and sliding up on top of this thing just to be able to get the container out, get it to the forklift and emptying it. So he just made me this stand thing here with an electric actuator so that it lifts everything while the hoses are still attached, and I just drag the container out of there. Thank you very much. Hasn't happened much over there. The office is pretty much empty still. So yeah, business is doing good. We got a lot of work to do, so can't complain there. And I guess the Kimla is the thing left to talk about, right? And it's... maybe we should park you guys over there again. Oh, that's a good shot. So, behind here you have linear motors, so magnets is making this thing go back and forth. Hopefully you can still hear me over there. It's got digital scales. The resolution is like a nanometer, like literally. Precision is spec'd at 5 microns per meter. And it's quite insane for a router like this, because of course you're not meant to be producing micron level accuracy parts on this machine. But I can tell you that if I drill a hole and I probe that hole and I calibrate the probe's location in relation to the spindle axis properly and do everything right, then I can repeatedly over and over again probe that hole within 1 or 2 microns. I shit you not, it's quite crazy. I probably have some footage of it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put that in here, but anyway. It runs on their own software, PC Cam, and this thing is pretty much packed with features. When you first boot up, you need to reference the Z-axis and the tool carousel. The other axes have those scales, so they don't need to be referenced. It's asking me to run the warm-up routine, so why not? You are able to probe. Well, I can't do that right now because it's running the warm-up program. Anyway, pretty much all the probing routines you could want to have, you already have in the software. And there's a probe next to the spindle that comes down, so awesome. Of course, there's always gonna be tiny tweaks that you're gonna wanna do, and mostly you're able to do that. And well, I don't know. It's really a dream machine. I couldn't ask for anything more than this. And of course, I didn't have to buy this caliber machine, but it is sort of a passion, and I can justify it by the work that we do on it. So, no brainer. And honestly, I think the price tag, it was cheap. I mean, if I bought this from a Swedish manufacturer, it would be a lot more expensive. So yeah, and it's almost the only router I can find that had linear motors, which I just love. Wisner in Germany does have them, a lot more expensive machine and a smaller machine. And Anderson does have one. It's mainly for that one's mainly for wood production, but this is specifically made for cutting aluminum. And I could customize it pretty much in any way I wanted to when I ordered it, and I did choose a lot of options. I shouldn't call them options because they listen to you, and I wanted a lot of G codes, tweaks, and extra software stuff, and being able to activate vacuum zones, pumps, and all kinds of stuff through G codes, and they did all of that. I'm running ethanol instead of oil. That has maybe been the biggest issue with the machine. I mean, it's not meant to run ethanol. I don't think the gaskets inside of the container and everything was meant to withstand concentrated ethanol for this long, but I have replaced those, that's fine. The bottom of the suction cup, maybe you've seen in other videos that the color of it has been changing, and that's because the original one, while it worked, while running aluminum, while running ethanol, there were too many holes, too much surface area, too much air in relation to the amount of ethanol that I was able to get to the cutter. So most of it just got sucked up through the vacuum there. So I changed that bottom platter and I 3D printed a new one with internal channels, and it worked quite well, and it didn't scratch the aluminum. The original one has a plate of stainless steel, which I'm sure is fine if you're running oil, because even if you touch the aluminum, then you're gonna have a thin film of oil in between. But since I don't have that, as soon as I cut up the sheet enough so that this air cushion doesn't, it can't keep the plate off of it, then it started to scratch the material. So I've gone through quite a few iterations. For various reasons. And yes, of course, half of these are maybe not necessary changes, more of me wanting to experiment. And all of these do have internal channels. Let's see if I can show you this. Can you see those? Yeah. So that works remarkably well, but eventually I started having trouble with ethanol leaking through the plastic and down, while together with the rest of the air cushion thing. So I was feeling confused, so I started making them like these instead, where I have silicone tubing all the way to the tip there, so no leakage. Okay. And it still works to this day, so yeah, I still would like to remove the needle valve because it gets kind of clogged, I guess. I think there's something that's being dissolved slowly by the ethanol, and every now and then clogs the needle valve, so I just gotta jiggle it and it works again. But I want process reliability, so I'm thinking of maybe replacing that with some type of on and off valve or a hose pump. I've looked into quite a few of those. We could build one specifically for this purpose, but who knows, we'll see. We're gonna have time to do that as well. It's a dream machine, really is. It's doing everything that I want it to do. The build quality is excellent, the support has been phenomenal, I mean, sure, they're busy guys, and I have sent requests through their official support and not gotten a response, but that doesn't matter when the technician who installed this machine calls me on New Year's Eve even and asked me if I wanted to unlock those software thingamajigs that I wanted to. So I was like, hell yeah, so we went in here and he connected up to the computer and fixed that. Also, Jacob, who's the international sales rep there, I mean, he has called me half a year ago just to check up on me and see if there's something they could help me with. I mean, that's so nice. I have been helping them as well. I have been sending 1 or 2 videos to them with issues that I've encountered, such as a cable coming loose, hanging down that I've just connected back up. I've had 2 screws loosened from somewhere in the Z-axis, and I just put them back and put some Loctite on it. Nothing serious at all. This is a truly a production machine. It's meant to produce. I mean, you could run this lights out all day, no problems, and almost no wear since it's linear motors and these high wind rails. I mean, those are gonna last forever, and once you're just gonna replace the blocks anyway. So the rails are size 30. There's 2 of them on this side, 2 on that side, so there's 4 on the y-axis. There's 2 on the x. There's 2 roller bearing ones on the z-axis, and those are also size 30. Beefy stuff. The spindle is in HSK 633, 12 kilowatts. And honestly, if I could change anything about the machine, it would probably be to have a higher RPM spindle. I had a 32,000 RPM on my old one. It's really nice. I mean, sure, this is great when I'm running those thicker aluminum parts, but I run more thin stuff, and being able to move quicker through 2, 3, 4, 5 millimeters aluminum, that would probably have been better. It's fine, of course, but yeah, food for thought. Yeah, that's probably the only thing. Of course, if I would buy it again, maybe I would add even more of those stop pins. I would have those guys build me some type of clamping attachment for the hole in the table, just so I wouldn't have to. But besides the aluminum T-track, the travels, the pumps, the tool changers, spot on. I'm so happy that I almost went with the zone on the farthest part of the table as a 1.5 by 3 meter zone to do those type of sheet sizes. But I changed it last minute to have the T-track go all the 6 meters, and that zone become a 125 by 3 meter then. And I've still not cut one single sheet that's 1.5 by 3, so that was an excellent choice because I've been doing so much 6 meter aluminum extrusions. Not having to cut them freehand is godsend. And there's so much left for me to do. I need to do really cool fixtures, and this is prepped for 4th axis. I just haven't bought it yet. I haven't had time. There's so much more I could do with the software. I'll get there. I've just had it for a year almost, so it's a dream machine. It's truly a dream machine. I love this machine. I can wholeheartedly recommend it, definitely, because you can customize it to whatever your needs are. Yeah, it's a beast. Anyway, So there's probably 57 questions that you've asked me in various places that I haven't answered because I can't remember them right now, but anyway. So let's have a look at some end mills. So I gotta turn this around so I see what I'm doing. So you might know that I've been using Crown Norge tools. Let's see if I can get this to focus. This is a Crown Norge. I probably can't zoom in enough to show you the very tip. But I typically have always been running these, but their superior range, which has a better coating than this one. But they seem to at least have had production problems because sometimes you get a batch that just instantly break as soon as they touch the material. And that was true when I had my old machine and also on this machine. So I just stopped buying them because I bought at least 10 last time. All of them just instantly evaporated. But once, if you get a good one, it lasts freaking forever and the cut is so nice. Buttery smooth, perfect finish, and these ramp really well aggressively. So yeah, but I saw on AliExpress of all places that this is one brand. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So I bought from 3 different places, 3 different brands to see if anyone is similar to the Crown Norges. This is a lot more smooth on the outside and DLC coated with this rainbow thing. I haven't properly tested these yet, so I shouldn't give a verdict on them yet. And then there's these. Come on, focus, you frick. Start now. And these are supposedly also carbide, but I don't know, maybe. I think these were really cheap. The grind is a little bit different, but close enough. The tip is a tiny bit different from the Crown Norge, so these will not ramp as aggressively, I'm sure. But for their price, oh, not this one. And this is a Hoffman group. Focus, god damn it. A Hoffman group, and the grind seems really similar to those Start Now ones that are really cheap, so I don't know. Probably not the same thing, but could be. I can wholeheartedly recommend these. Oh, come on with the focus already. It's a 3 flute, 10 millimeters. It says 2 flute. I ordered 2 flute, but they delivered 3 flutes, and that turned out to be fine because these are awesome. These are also DLC coated, leave an excellent finish. They last a long time, and for engraving tiny letters, you wouldn't think so, but great. These are really great. I'm gonna keep buying these, and I've ordered more to be sure that they don't disappear, because I'm not gonna replace these. These are the final ones when it comes to 90-degree bevel tools. What else? What else? I haven't actually used this yet. This is a Hoffman triple flute, 16 millimeters. It's like a murder weapon. Really nice. It's gonna be fun to try it. So, okay, well, what else is there? If you have any questions, just put put them in the description or in the comments. I'm probably forgetting a lot of stuff. I should probably just make a video probing some things, producing them, blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't know when I'll get to it, but yeah. Yeah. Happy Saturday? I don't know. Bye bye.